In this episode of SolidWorks for Creo Parametric users, we are going to take a look at the Feature Manager design tree. That's this thing over on the left-hand side of the screen. It is the analog to the model tree in Creo Parametric, but there are some differences and nuances that you should be aware of. First off, you do have a little button over here that you can use to collapse and expand the Feature Manager design tree, which is a mouthful. I'm just going to call it the design tree from now on. I have an assembly open. If you take a look at the top node in the design tree and all the different components, you have parentheses and it says default and display state 1 and default display state 1. It lists all this other information and that can make it a little cluttered. What the heck is this? Well, just like the navigator in Creo Parametric has multiple different tabs, same thing with the navigator in SolidWorks, and one of those tabs is for what's called the configuration manager. And you can have different configurations of a component, which is sort of like a family table. Also, you can have different display states, which are like display states that you manage in the view manager in Creo Parametric. And so you can have multiple different ones of these, and you can control which configuration and which display state is being used for a model in the assembly. So that's why you have that information. If you want to get rid of that information, you can right mouse click on that top node in the design tree. And then here we have tree display. And there are a bunch of different options in here, like showing the feature names, showing the feature descriptions. But this fourth one here is do not show configuration/display state names if only one exists. So I will click on that. And now it is much easier to read the design tree. Next up, just like we can expand and collapse the entire navigator, you also have this flyout here for additional columns that you can view. And so you can see that we have hide, show, and display mode, and appearances, and transparency indicated for all the different objects. And if you don't want to see those additional columns, hey, just go ahead and collapse that as well. Also, just like how you can control what's being displayed in your tree in Creo Parametric, you can do the same thing in SolidWorks, but you get to it in a little bit of a different manner. I'm going to select the top node in the tree and then right mouse click, and near the bottom of the pop-up menu, here we have HideShow Tree items. And when I click on that, it's actually going to open up the options dialog box, but it goes right to the feature manager. And down here, we have a bunch of different controls for which objects are being shown or hidden in the tree. And you can see that you have drop-down lists where you can choose whether it's automatic, hide, or show. Also, while I am here, I'm going to change another option. Here's one called arrow key navigation. Actually, let me get out of here and come back to it for a second. Let me cancel out and I'm going to deselect everything. Normally, when you use the up and down keys on the keyboard, it's going to rotate your model. Same thing if you use the right key and the left arrow key on the keyboard. But you can change that to control navigation in the design tree. Let me go back to my options dialog box, which I will get to from the little gear icon. And then let me choose Feature Manager. And here we have arrow key navigation. I will turn that on and then click the OK button. And so now I can select on a component and it highlights in blue. And now when I use my arrow keys, it is moving up and down the design tree in terms of which component is being shown in the little bounding box. So just be aware that you do have that arrow navigation. Also, just like in Creo Parametric, the tree has a filter, and that's this field here. So let me start typing in the name of an object, and as I type it in, you can see it starts showing all the different features and components in my assembly that correspond to the filter. And let me go down a little bit. And so now it shows that, hey, there are two different components in here that are called shaft. They have letters SHA in them. And next to the little field where you enter the filter, there is a drop-down arrow. And here we have the option to filter the graphics area, and one that's not checked is filtering hidden or suppressed components, and also it is looking in the custom properties. And if you no longer want the filter applied, hey, just hit the X and then deselect, and all the other components end up coming back. Another option that you can turn on, I actually really like this. If I select my top node and then right mouse click, there are two options that I have turned on here, which are for dynamic reference visualization. And the one on the left is to show the parents of the object, and the other one is for showing the children of an object. So for example, if I move my mouse over one of these objects and then left click on it, hey, you can notice that we have this little arrow going down and it's going into the mates folder, and it's showing that there are 4 mates that are actually children of this particular object. Let me select something else. Hey, that one has 2 mates that are children. Here, this one has 2 mates, so forth and so on. And you can expand it. And if I go to the mates, you'll notice as I hover my mouse over them, it is highlighting their parents higher up in the tree. Also, another thing to note about the tree is that in Creo Parametric, you can create groups of features and groups of components in order to organize your tree. Well, in SolidWorks, those are folders. So for example, if I select a component, I can right click on it, and here's the option to add to a new folder. And if you create the different folders, you can drag and drop objects into those folders. All right, so that's good for some assembly stuff for now. I'm going to go to another window that has a part open. And here I can show you that just like in the assembly, you also have the dynamic reference visualization where it is highlighting the parents and the children. Let's take a look at a couple other different things here. Down at the bottom of the tree, we have this blue bar, and this is called the rollback bar. This is how you can roll back into the past history of your objects. And it's just like that old insert here arrow that you had around Creo 4 and earlier, which around Creo 5 or Creo 6, they turned into a green bar. So this blue bar, just like the green bar in Creo Parametric. Also up at the top of the tree, here I have a yellow bar, and this is called the feature freeze bar. And this by default is not turned on. I have it turned on in my options. Let me go to the options icon, and then from here, we're on the system options tab, and right now we're in the general group. Down around the middle of the list, you have enable freeze bar. Again, that's turned off by default. You might want to turn it on like I have it. And feature freeze is so that you can prevent features from regenerating, and it can make your models go faster. And you have the same thing in Creo Parametric where you can, again, turn off the regeneration status of different objects. So again, that's the yellow bar that you see that's currently up at the top. In other words, I don't have feature freeze applied to any of the objects in here, and the feature freeze bar is only available in part mode. One other thing that you have in part mode, if I right click on the tree, here we have tree display, and the first option here is to show the flat tree view. And before I do that, let me orient you to this tree. If you take a look, here we have these little arrows that you can expand where you can see the sketches. So in SolidWorks, when you create a sketch and then use that sketch for making a feature, it consumes the sketch inside of the feature. And that's how you see it inside of the little junction box, which you can collapse. But instead of displaying it this way, you can right click and then go to tree display and show a flat tree view. And now you can see the sketches in their original location. Hey, let's go back to that, and we can turn off the flat tree view. And just like in assembly mode, if you don't want to see the configuration name or the display state, hey, let's go to tree display, and we can choose the option to not show the configuration names and display names if only one exists. Hey, only one configuration, the default, only one display state, the default. No need to see that information for the component. All right, two last things to take a look at. Let me go back to that first assembly, and let's say that I want to create some more mates in here. Well, if I click on the mate command, it's going to open up the property manager in the left-hand side of the screen where you normally have the feature manager design tree. And so you get this pop-out tree located in the graphics area if you want to select objects out of there instead. And you can control the ability of that pop-out tree to exist by going to your options. And let me go to another assembly that I have open. With this assembly, I had an Arduino and I wanted to make a little holder in order to have the Arduino sitting in there. And so when I created this component, I made some references, some external references to the Arduino. And so if you take a look in the top node, in here there is a little dash with the right arrow, and that indicates that this has an external reference. And you can see that even when I hover over it, because of the dynamic reference visualization, it is pointing to the component above it in the tree. And similarly, if you take a look at some of these boss extrudes, and if I expand that, expand this one, those features also have a dash with a right arrow. That's an indication of an external reference. And there are a whole bunch of different symbols that you can find in the help that show you the status of those different external references. So there you have it, the feature manager design tree in SolidWorks. I hope that clears up some things for you.